Look, obviously I was going to do Reddit videos. I'm always going to do them, but I decided to add a little bit of a kick to it. I decided to draw my own character. No, I'm not the best at drawing anymore. But yeah, let me know what you think. Little kids running around the ICU when death comes. Reddit user Dr. Yurid posted an intriguing insight into end of life experiences in hospitals on the subreddit r slash paranormal in February of 2022. The doctor described a particular phenomenon that occurs toward the end of many patients' lives when they see small children running around their bed and outside their door. The doctor explains that this is more common in an ICU, but that the pattern is very recognizable, and the experience is very similar across all cultural backgrounds and ages. Experienced doctors and nurses use reports like these from their patients and learn to accept their passing when they hear this. The post concluded by stating, "So if you are doing rounds in the ICU late at night and hear someone snickering or tiny feet running in the hallways, prepare because the call of code ring or code red is about to sound off in the PA system." Even creepier are the scores of comments from the healthcare workers beneath the post that confirm their similar experiences with this phenomenon. Strange woman on the phone. A user in the r slash paranormal Reddit posted this hair raising story about something she experienced in 2013. When she worked as an insurance claims inspector, she typically called her clients about 30 minutes before showing up for an on site inspection. One day, she called a client's home phone to let them know that she was on her way, and a very old sounding woman answered the phone. She sounded like a poor, statically filled connection. "Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?" Answer she was disconnected. She called back. There was no answer. She then tried the cell phone number on file, and a young woman answering said she was out but would return within 20 minutes. When she arrived, the insurance inspector rang the doorbell, thinking that whoever initially answered the home phone would answer the door as well. Nobody did. A few moments later, the young woman who answered the cell phone arrived, apologized. The inspector explained that she might have woke up the younger woman's mother. The woman looked confused and scared and explained that there wasn't an older woman living in the house. After going inside, they checked the caller ID and discovered that when the inspector called, someone had answered the first call. The young woman became pale and terrified as she explained that she had recently moved into this home and had been telling her husband that she thought their house was haunted by an old woman. Haunting Furby. The chilling story was posted on r slash paranormal encounters by user Chocolated Cutie on July of 2021. The user owned the original Furby when they were younger, and 10 years later they found it in their father's attic. At this point, it was pretty worn down. The plastic rubber on the nose was gone, and its fur was pretty much matted. They put it down and continued looking for what they thought would be originally in the attic. As they walked away, the Furby started to make odd, distorted sounds. The voice was sketchy and unsettling, but they didn't think much of it. The toy was around 10 years old and it had been moved and bumped around a lot. After it continued to make the sounds, they walked over to it and discovered that there weren't any batteries. In fact, they realized it hadn't had any batteries for 7 or 8 years, which sent them running out of the attic, never to return. User Banana Breadman 00 shared this interesting family ghost story from around 10 years ago on the r slash ghost stories subreddit in June of 2022. At the time, he was 12 years old and he was jumping on a trampoline in his backyard. He could see his upstairs bedroom window, and in it, a woman in a white dress was waving at him from his adjoining bedroom window. Thinking it was his mom, he went inside and discovered that his mom wasn't home. When she returned home later from running errands, he described seeing the woman in white in his bedroom. Because he was growing up in the same house as his mother, she admitted that she had also seen the woman. He goes on to say, "It still kind of bothers me. I now sleep in that room with the bathroom. I can see that same window from where I'm sitting right now." The Crib Shadow. User Excellent Reach 6641 posted this real life nightmare fuel on the r slash ghost stories subreddit in July of 2022. While babysitting his niece, he drifted off while studying and watching her from the baby camera on the monitor. He was awakened by the sound of whispering coming from the baby monitor and immediately noticed that the video on the monitor showed a dark figure in the corner of his niece's room. As he wrote, "I have never felt more terrified in my entire life. I ran into my niece's room and I couldn't see the shadow figure no more, but I grabbed her and ran back into the living room. When his brother returned, he asked that he not tell his wife and confirmed that he had also seen the shadow figure and heard whispers near the crib. They continued to live in the house for another 4 years, despite the fact that the little girl frequently talked about her special friend. I think a man has been watching me. Tonight I met him. Hopefully this story belongs here. I currently live in an RV in my mom's driveway. My town is just larger than small, and it's relatively safe. Lots of rich people, doctors, and more people live here, and the crime is especially low. But tonight, I met a man. He was a reminder to me to always lock my door. Sometimes I forget to lock my door even while sleeping, and it's never been a big deal to me because my town is genuinely safe. But I be locking my doors now. It was 2 a.m., and I took my garbage outside to the bin. When I turned around, I noticed a figure in the dark walking towards me. I started to walk quickly away, but he spoke to me. He was a short man, probably in his 50s or 60s. I'm 23 and a female. He started walking to me around the living room RV, and I took charge of the conversation to shut it down quickly. He told me what house he lives in and his name. He was being polite but very creepy. I'm sure nearly every woman gets what I mean. That older man kind of creepy. They're kind of polite, but too polite to you because you're a pretty woman. He told me I should come by his house sometime, and I'm like, yeah, sure, maybe one day. Have a good night. And I walked back to my RV and locked the door. I figured he had left, but he didn't. I don't have a curtain on my window right now. I could hear him pacing outside my window and mumbling to himself. I was just hiding, but I wanted to lock my door by my bed. It doesn't open at all anyway, but I decided to lock it regardless. I got up, looked outside my window, and he was staring right at me. He was waving his hand to get my attention and walking right up to my window and acting so erratic. It was so different from the guy I just met. I locked my door and he watched me, and after that, he left my window. I felt like he was still there. 5 or so minutes passed, and then he's knocking on my RV door. I don't know if he tried to get in or not. It's just a flip handle, so I can't hear it or anything. I just waited there for about an hour before I grabbed a knife and ran into my mom's house. I'm definitely getting a taser and a gun. I think he'd been standing across the street watching me. There's no reason for him just to be outside my RV around 10 a.m. I think he's been watching me too. People really shouldn't know that I live in the RV. Walking down the street, that's not something to take notice of. I've only started to pay attention to RVs in the driveway since I started living in one, and still don't notice if people are actually living in them or not. Maybe I'm being naive, but it makes me wonder if he's been watching me too. Seeing that I live in the RV day by day, I don't go outside my RV. I'm a homebody. So he'd have to have been staring into my RV to really even notice if someone was actually living in it. It terrifies me. I was so afraid of his intentions. He makes me realize that even though I'm in a safe town, I'm still a young, pretty woman. I'm a target on men's list. It sucks. This is our world. It sucks that there's men out here who are like this towards our women. Alright, boys, time for an Elappy story. I don't really know what type of story I should tell. Obviously, it got to be kind of scary. But yeah, here we go. So, look, one day me and the boys was exploring an abandoned house, right? And it's a little two-story house right behind mine. It's kind of abandoned. So, whenever we went in this house, it's like a little double, so it's connected between two. But me and the boys went in this house. This was quite a long time ago. But we're in there, and then we're all chilling, like walking around, seeing what was good. I'm pretty sure I actually have those a video on my old phone. But anyways, we're walking there, and then a homeless guy starts running at us. I don't. Maybe he wasn't homeless. Maybe he was a crackhead. I don't even know. But this man starts running at us, and I swear to God, I've never kicked a door down so hard in my life. But yeah, tell me how you guys love the Reddit story. I do want to keep doing more of them, so definitely let me know. But yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day or night or evening. I don't really know.